What's up, gamers? Proto here, and welcome to another episode of Like or Dislike, where we look at some of the latest games coming out, give you a little bit of storyline, do our famous pros and cons list, tell you what we think about after playing it, while showing you some gameplay all at the same time. And today we are looking at Ace Combat 7. Now, this is the latest game in the series of the Ace Combat games, and basically we have the storyline and the multiplayer, so let's go ahead and dive into it. We'll start off with the storyline. Story-wise, you have two countries that are at war, and they're using drones and fighter pilots for like most of the war more or less. And you play as a pilot that's arrested for killing the former president of your country during an attempted rescue of his life. And you're thrown into a prison where they use your flying skills, sending you on suicide runs to help your nation. You eventually get out of the prison by the proof of your flying skills, getting recruited into a specialized squadron to help win the war. Now, the story is told through the eyes of the people around you, which is completely different from usual games where they have your character, you create them, or you have like an unspoken character. And it's kind of interesting because as you play through the story, you think you're actually the person, but come to find out you're seeing it from everybody else's point of view. And I personally like that. It was definitely a surprise when everything started coming together about that. Now, you have a skill tree that you can use to unlock aircraft and parts to customize your aircraft. And you basically use the skill tree in both multiplayer and the campaign. And like I said, you use the points that you earn in campaign and as you rank up in multiplayer to unlock newer aircraft, different versions of aircraft, specialty weapons for those aircraft, special parts that you can use. And then you can customize the aircraft using certain parts. So if you want a certain loadout, for doing bombing runs, for air-to-air combat, for air-to-ground, you can do that all on the fly for each aircraft. And you get to do that before you do each mission. And then they won't just let you load it out with every part. You actually have so many slots, so you have to decide which slots you're going to use. So it really helps because when they brief you on the mission, they tell you what you're going to do. So it gives you an idea of what type of loadout you should go for both your weapons and for your parts. And having just a different type of part can make a big difference in your fighting skills and your fighting ability of your aircraft. Now, multiplayer wise, you have two modes at the moment, and you have what they call Battle Royale, which is pretty much a free-for-all mode, and Team Deathmatch mode. And playing through both are actually very enjoyable. I actually enjoyed the Battle Royale part more because for the Team Deathmatch, you're usually doing 3-on-3 or 4-on-4, and so it's easy for you guys to team up and go after so many people. Like I had one where it was 3-on-2 and I was on a team of 2, and what they did was one fighter stayed on my other partner while I had 2 staying on me, so they wouldn't give me a chance to get a shot off. They kept on attacking me. So it's all right. Now that definitely come in handy if you're communicating and you're talking with each other. That would definitely help out. You'll get a real good teamwork on that. Battle Royale, I absolutely loved it. It's just basically a free-for-all mode. Everybody starts off and you just go after one another, and to me it was so fun, so exciting, because you targeting this one person, you might have 2 other people targeting you, so you got to bank away from them as you're going after them, and then you can use certain weapons and certain loadouts. And that's another thing in the multiplayer mode, you can actually customize the game modes that you want. And how they do this is you basically have rooms that are set up, and you can do a certain selection for the type of rooms you want to look for, and they'll have certain criteria. They'll have certain rooms that have where you can only use your primary weapons, where you can only use your secondary weapons, you can only spend so much on parts. So that makes it real interesting. And if you don't see any settings for rooms you like, you can always host your own room and create your own game mode for it, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And with that, you get to customize your planes. In the multiplayer mode, you have different skins, emblems, nicknames, and there's parts that you can use in it. Now, what's kind of interesting is you have parts that you can use both in the campaign and multiplayer, and then certain parts that you can only use in either just the campaign or just the multiplayer. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Usually, you don't have many games where they let you use stuff both in the multiplayer and campaign. So I thought that was kind of nice. Now, Graphics wise, this game is very beautiful. All this footage that you're seeing is being captured on an Xbox One X. And this game is beyond detail. It is way past just the cutscenes, because usually they'll have the cutscenes very detailed out, and then the game is kind of like blah. But the detail on these aircraft when you're flying them is great. It's amazing when you're flying through the clouds. You actually have rain hitting you, hitting your aircraft, hitting your screen. You'll have the sun reflecting on you when you pull out through the clouds. When you go down and it's actually dark, you see night, you'll see lights. And then the play style to fly the aircraft is pretty cool. You have it all the way to if you want to fly in an arcade style, or if you want to be hyper realistic to an aircraft simulation, which I think is pretty cool. And then they give you different modes that you can play the aircraft is. If you want to see your actual aircraft, or if you want to be hyper realistic and like you're in the actual cockpit. And which is kind of cool is when you're in the cockpit, you can actually look left and right. So you can actually look out to your side. So I thought that was pretty cool, especially like I said, if you're really hyper realistic. So in the gist, that's the basis of the game. So with that being said, let's jump into the pros versus the cons. And we're going to start off with the pros. The first one we're going to look at is the storyline. The storyline, in my opinion, was very good. It got me into it. I got an understanding of what was going on. And, you know, they tried to add a level of depth to the characters. You know, you'd be concerned if certain characters were lost, how certain characters feel about decisions that you make. I thought that was kind of cool. Next pro we're going to look at is the customization of planes. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, usually they'll either let you customize vehicles to a sense where it's just a whole bunch of skins, or it's just a whole detailed parts. But they actually did a very good, in my opinion, a very good balance of customization, both the aircraft, the look of the aircraft, and customizing the loadout of the aircraft, letting you set it up for how you want to fight with it. So I thought that was pretty cool and good. And the last pro we're going to look at is a variety of planes. They give you a lot of planes to choose from, and pretty much all the modern day planes that you can think of, modern day fighter planes you can use. And what I think is pretty cool is instead of just having like a standard version of that particular aircraft, they give you different variants, and each variation of that aircraft has different abilities. Because you can have the base aircraft, and then you can have a variant of it that's specialized for ground combat. And then you have another one that's specialized for specific air combat. So depending on your play style, you might choose a particular version of that aircraft. And so I thought that was really, really good of them to do. So with the pros done, let's jump towards the cons. So for the first con we're going to look at, more modes for multiplayer. And so, I mean, I'm not going to lie, the team deathmatch and battle royale mode, free for all, whatever you want to call it, were very good. But that's the only two modes you have right now. Honestly, in the campaign, you have more mission types that you can do. Like in the campaign, you can either be going after specific targets, or you could be trying to cause so much destruction in so amount of time. You have escort missions, all that. So it would be kind of nice if they could add some of those type of modes into the multiplayer. Like for instance, you have to get a certain score within a time frame before the other team does, or you all have the same amount of targets, but whoever gets the most targets at the end wins. Something like that. So hopefully they will add some more modes to it. They do have a season pass for this, so hopefully they will be bringing out some more modes as they bring more content to the game. The second con we're going to look at, you can't use the skins in the campaign. And it's kind of more of a personal con, because when you start unlocking these skins and you start seeing these skins, a lot of them are very nice, very colorful, very detailed. And it's just, to me, it's kind of messed up. You can only see them in the multiplayer. It would be nice if you can do those skins in the actual game too. You can customize the parts, so why not the skins? So that, like I said, that's more on the lines of a personal con for me. To each his own. And the last one, I honestly couldn't think of another con, like another major con or big issue with this game. So I'll leave this one to you guys. You guys let me know what you guys think. Was there something that you didn't like, a con that they could improve on? Let me know what you guys think in the comments on that. So at the end of the day, I have to definitely give this game a like. It's been a while since I've actually played an Ace Combat game, so it was fun to get back into this. It really got me back into playing this game, and it honestly generally got me back into picking up the older versions and just playing them. So but it's definitely a like on my side. I definitely am enjoying the game. I can definitely see myself playing the multiplayer, playing a couple of matches here and there. Like I said, I hope they add some more modes to it because it has a lot of potential to be something really good. But that's pretty much the end of the review. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you got the game, what do you like about it so far? What you don't like about it? If you're thinking about getting the game, does this help you steer towards getting the game now? Steer you towards getting away the game? What do you guys feel about the pros and cons? What do you guys really like about it? What you guys didn't like about it? Because however you play it, you're going to have a different look on it. If you're trying to get hyper realistic, I'm sure you'll probably have a way more cons than I will. You probably have way more pros than me. But I kind of like that, like I said, that you can play it, you can just play it as an arcade style game, or you can be hyper realistic. Because usually with these games, it's usually one or the other. So if they do one way, they turn off another group. They do it another way, they turn off the other group. So I thought it was kind of cool. They kind of try to do a balance of both. So, but like I said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to hear a good discussion on this. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We post videos of things going on in the gaming and tech world, do reviews on some of the latest games, and check this out to make sure you're getting the most for your money. We do top 10 of the newest games coming out every month and so much more. Make sure to follow us on our Facebook and IG page so you can keep up to date with what's going on with us here, the Average Gamer Crew. Or if you want to reach out to me or InfamouslyTy, man, I swear his name sometimes a little bit tough, here on the channel. And if you want to let us know something that's going on in the gaming and tech community. Catch us streaming on Twitch or Mixer. You can catch me on Mixer every Monday and Wednesday, and Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday. That might be changing around a little bit more. Me and InfamouslyTy, because I can never say his name right to save my life. Me and InfamouslyTy are changing up things on our streaming, so be on the lookout for that as well. But this is Proto, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.